Hello there, this is going to be my first attempt at recording a video for the game Keeper. Now I've already gone ahead and gone to the game. This is a campaign, but one of the main reasons I went straight in is I wanted to get a world with two dragons, a dragon den, and then I believe that they are other players' bases that have retired, but I could be wrong on that. But the first thing I like to do is go ahead and explore the world with an imp, because you have an infinite supply, like the steel and the items I can find from dwarven bases or human villages, because they can pick up a lot of items. But see if we find anything interesting in this world. Now, for those of you who are new to the game, it's basically a dungeon keeper, but I would say it's a little bit more retro, and instead of building around the specific rooms, you have when I finish, I'll talk more about this when I get out of the scouting. I know some people would like to immediately sit down and build a base, but I just don't find that very useful, because I feel like you can lock yourself in. Next thing you know, you built your base next to some adamantium, and you don't want to mess with that stuff until you're higher level, otherwise you're going to have a bad time. And I seem to have found a base of some sort of creature. Hopefully it's dwarves. I'm just gonna sneak over here. Poison resistance, not that useful for a potion, but I'll take a free potion. Armor +2, levitation, eh? And a knife. Not gonna push my luck anymore. Let's keep searching. Nothing else is over here. But yeah, you can, once you set up a base, you usually use animals for this, like raven and bears, but I would rather not just waste the space and would rather have an orc or a shaman take its place. Ooh, probably this bandit? Yeah, bandit hut. Do not want to be there. One nice thing about the wizards instead of the two knights is that the peasants will draw the bandits to try and kill them while an imp can get away. Now the game's in Alpha 28, so it's still being developed. I would suggest supporting this game. It's a really interesting idea. Let's see. Now the nice thing is, because of the proximity of them, I doubt it, but they could come into conflict with the bandits killing a few dwarves, starting a war, and peasants or elves. Peasants don't put up a fight. We're just gonna borrow this gold. Knock knock. Nothing. These could be a bandit village where basically the bandits killed all the peasants, but I don't see any corpses, so I doubt it. It's odd though, I don't see anyone. Maybe there's some wheat around, where that's usually where the peasants like to hang out. Here we go. And the peasants will just keep tilling the wheat. They're an easy target. They they can fight back, but they're gonna have a bad time. Really wish you could do something with them other than enslave or murder, because they're just such an easy target. A little wood though, which pretty useful. It's one of the few things it's just extremely plentiful in the game. The game always seems to give you 3 places full of resources and then an adamantium deposit, but yeah. Adamantium is I would call it the in-game material, but you're not going to be able to get it until you're ready to, bit like Dwarf Fortress with the clowns and candy. If you don't know what that means, that's why it's called clowns and candy. Just not going to have a fun time. Now, I'm going to do something a bit different in this game. Most games, well, for this game, in most games, you're gonna like build a actual dungeon by digging out a little base. However, I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to build a fortress because I've played this stuff like a dozen games or so. I've won one, but the main method to winning is basically, you need to have a group, but say if I had another orc, you would do it in a team, and while controlling there would be two modes. It would be on leader, and can click it and change it to full, and that gives you control out over every single person. It turns the game to a turn-based, and lets you control all your little minions instead of just the leader. Yeah, then you basically get a dedicated group of healers and some tanks, and that's how you basically win. If you're ever attacked, you just crowd them into a hallway and you just decimate whatever you're fighting. Even the Night Fortress, which I thought was just extremely hard to take out, I was able to wreck them with some ogres and healers once I got to it. But the way to win is, unlike, I would say, Dungeon Keeper, where you have to protect some just standard central beacon. Instead, the game ends when your keeper dies, so your keeper is your central beacon, but like, for example, you can control it. Your keeper is just like a person in the dungeon, but yeah. Anyway, let's just go ahead and clean up. But yeah, most games, like I said, you would carve out like the mountain place, but I'm not going to do that because that's what I did every other time, and I'm going to try something different. But you still got the mine, so I'm going to go ahead and send my imps to go deal with that. Instead, I'm going to start planning. Now currently, in the game, enemies can you can build a moat and fill it with water. However, enemies can build bridges. However, if you were just to build like a line of moats like this, an enemy can't go over it. If it was filled with water, they could just build a bridge, or some enemies can. But while it's a moat, no enemy can get through it currently in Alpha 28. It's an exploit that the guy needs to fix. Sorry about that, a little recording issue. Anyway, so we're gonna start planning out our little fortress here. Some people probably like to just build and build as they go along, but I like to have a bit of planning. Let's see. Try to remember how I did this. I hate trying to make circles in this. Oh well. I could do like a little town formation, but a bit like the peasant village. In fact, I could just take over the peasant village and start using that, but I don't know. It's just not very defensible. And when the main problems is when you start getting your door kicked in by enemies, you want to be able to have a nice defensible location. Sorry about that, I just noticed that. I guess I'll have to do 3. Let's see. New architecture could be good, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14, 15. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15. Now, I don't actually have the material yet, but it should start coming in through the, from my imps. Or there we go. Just trying to focus on building. Anyway, the game is a general roguelike, so the game will be randomized, and like I explained earlier, I wanted to do a map with 2 dragons, a demon den, and another player base possibly. Don't know if they're randomized yet, but I believe they may be other players' bases. And that's the general shape of the castle done. It just looks off. That could just be me. Oh well, I guess I'll just have to keep with it. Let's make a resource storage. Storage equipment. Now, one thing about this base is probably going to immediately come into conflict with the bandits down south because of their proximity to the base, and that's somewhat by design because I want to be able to use them as a bit of a farming point. It's not on. I may have misdone the planning a bit, but oh well. 2, 3. Just trying to get a basic 3x3 going for these 2 rooms to the start of the castle. Anyway, I'm just going to speed it up and let them get to work. And honestly, you don't really need that much space in the game. Yeah, looks good. So anyway, I'll get explaining to why I have all these rooms. I even believe I need some extra. But the one room I have so far, quote unquote, is a storage room where I'm going to store most of my materials. Let's go ahead and also order them to get some wood before I forget. So I'm a bit new to this, so forgive me. Now, as I started with a wizard, I already have the sorcery technology unlocked, which allows me to go ahead and build the library bookcases. I'll probably pick up the ironworking tree next, so I can go ahead and get iron dummies to start training. Like better. I could build wooden ones, but I'll explain once I get some people down. Going to order them to fetch the stone and prioritize it to let them start building that first. Orders. Fetch item. Is there anything else I should be? Nope, that seems to be it. Do I have any spells? I start out with Keeper. No, just self-heal. I don't even have a weapon. Orders. As you can see, they're starting work on the castle. Next, another thing about the team creation, I've discovered that like the best way to defend is to essentially have a kill box, which I like the. I'll explain it when I come up with the design. Yeah, this is basically it. So essentially, I like to have a row of 4-ish or 6 tanks surrounded by just a healer somewhere in here, so they can all heal, usually with the keeper in the back here, and then you can rotate them out while funneling in the enemies one by one. Another strategy I found that works is if like you cut off a place but still have it cut off it completely, like with a moat or a pit, and then have a portal leading to a one-way in. You can have a 9x9 spot, like for example, you got a portal right here, and then they would come in and you could surround it by 9x9 and just club them to death. They couldn't really do much. Well, got one of the rooms done, so I'm just going to go ahead and build some living quarters so we can get some people in. I'm going to build some fine beds. Because I have the iron for it. I'll probably make the training room right here. Then the archery room right here. Or save it when I get it. Let's make this the working room. Or the iron working. Or like just the crafting. Bookkeeping in the back. Although I haven't built this yet, I'll move this to the back to make it more difficult in case I get someone kicking in my door. They don't immediately murder all my guys while they're taking a nap. Although that isn't finished yet. And I am out of stone. not want to run out of that. I want to actually get some progress done in the first 30 minutes without... Let's see, what else could we do? I need extra storage, but I think it'll be fine for now. Screwed up. Messed up there with the audio again. May have messed up the counting by 1 for the length, but oh well. It's done is done. I'm gonna bring this up, oh boy. Game can be a little dark. Anyway, looks like the castle may be finished up with this, or at least somewhat, with this last batch, and we can get to work with planning down the living. No, not luxurious. Just fine for now. Training. Much as it pains me, we're gonna have to do wooden. The living are in the library. And we're gonna build some floors in here to increase efficiency. There's a peasant coming. Again, let's see. And the peasant is now dead. Hoopla. And I'm going to go get back to planning this. Should now be able to get a person, 2 orcs, and we're gonna go show the humans what for. Get some light installations. Torch. Floors increase happiness and efficiency, I believe. If not, they just look nice. With the doors on, because if they're this far my fortress, oh well. Ooh, extra spell training potential. I believe I need more materials, so you know, we're just gonna hope the dwarves don't notice me going into their territory and then come and seek retribution by murdering me and all my fellows. So we're just gonna hope we can get that stone, because we really don't have weapons. Anyway, like I was talking about at the beginning, we're gonna get together a small team game here. Meet up out front. Yeah, this is leader control. You move the one guy everybody follows, but with the full, like, you move them individually. That's how you win the game, essentially. Lead a row of tanks with dedicated healers and lead them to victory. We're just gonna go here, show them the humans the meaning of pain, and boom, the humans are dead. Claim their buildings, but I already stole it all. Do I have anything left on village? Nope. And we hit level 2. Immediately gonna pick up iron working. Yeah, iron dummies. Plop them down. So now, wooden would only allow them to train up to 3, but the iron lets them go up to 7, and adamantium is like unlimited, but in-game material, you're going to have a bad time if you try and go for it, personal experience. However, there is a workaround with taking alchemy and getting alchemical conversions. You can convert gold to adamantium, and it's somewhat... Oof. Well, the game might end here. Like, legitimately. May end here. We're going to form up a small army. Battle of the 5 armies. Let's do tanks in front. Healer. Wait, do any of these guys have healing abilities yet? No, they might as well be weaker melee troops then. I have heal other, so I'll stick in the back. He has heal other, he can stick in the back. Nope. I swear I had another troop. Oh, well, he's got a knife. They don't break our center then. It's gonna speed up. Nope. Okay, this is going... Oh, he went to the center. Beat him. Oof. That's no damage at all. This is not about to be a fun time for us. Going to, oof. Well, let's heal him. See if we can get some... Nope, no distractions are useful. There goes our tank. We're going to send the minions to help defend us. We're just going to... And our army has been murdered because we did not build a crafting bench and have weapons. That was a fun little exercise in proper base building. Now we're just going to attempt to run away before we get murdered by some dwarves. I don't think they're going to let me get away. No. Okay, I don't want to drown. We're gonna go start trying to get across the bridge. Game might end here, but it's a good lesson to why maybe you should start building your dungeon in a mountain before, you know, trying to build a massive fortress. I think I may have lost them. Oof, whoops. Not mean to do that. Oh well, it's I guess this is a good starting episode because we're about to probably have to restart. I guess we'll try again next time. This has been, I guess, episode 0. Best of luck.